it live? Is it live?
From Modesto, tacos, tequila, whiskey here right next to walk-ons just off the LSU campus, Burbank at Nicholson. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handigrove, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro will be with us today as well. Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Randy McKay with us. Scott Rabelais with us. Wes Reynolds with us. A lot of college basketball to get to, a little bit of college baseball. Golf is in at the Arnold Palmer this week, an elevated tournament in Orlando that at Bay Hill. So we got a lot to cover. Okay, Jerry, we got a couple of days. You guys certainly must have missed me.
Yes, absolutely. The king of sucrose returns. So.
Yeah, we had a nice trip down for another carnival season. Dodged the weather a little bit yesterday.
Well,
but
you can't have it all. I mean, they had unbelievable weather over the weekend and not so much yesterday. So, I mean, come on. I'll take that trade out pretty much every time. But to the point where, Charlie, I couldn't get to the Queen on Saturday. It was 250,000 estimated at Spanish Town.
Wow.
I thought Alabama and LSU were playing at Memorial Stadium. It was unbelievable. And, of course, I didn't try and go straight up Nicholson and straight through all the traffic. Oh. I went 110, Chippewa, and well, the train at Chippewa and Choctaw stops.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to have to abort this.
I was actually down there for a little bit on Saturday morning. I went to pick up before we left town some king cakes to bring down from Town Square. And so I was down in the soup for a little bit, getting through the traffic. So I know what you're talking about.
Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Oh, that's a bad move. That is a bad
my wife echoed your sentiments when she said you couldn't have done this yesterday.
Yes, that is a bad
no, it's completely on me.
What time did you do this?
About 10:30 in the morning.
Even that tells you, huh? I mean,
yeah.
So I was rolling
good hour and a half before the parade started.
Yeah, I was rolling around right around 11, and it was not long. Yeah, you were in the soup. Yeah.
We got in and got out, but it was challenging. So
I bet. But you're lucky you got in and out.
But the king cake was delicious.
Good for you.
So
Town Square Pizza, the king cakes were a big hit this carnival season.
They did a fantastic job with them. A lot of college basketball. Number one goes down last night at Texas A&M. We got a pretty.
That's the bright spot.
We got a pretty good.
The night stops there.
Yeah, we got a pretty good read on where the SEC is as far as bids and all that. At the bottom, Texas got a big win for them in overtime last night. That kind of puts them in. Arkansas, they explain to me what happened to them on Saturday at South Carolina, because without that, I think they're in with a little bit of
their lead scorer was out.
Okay,
Thiero.
Yeah.
And
lose at South Carolina, I get. South Carolina's been a pain in the butt at home. They almost beat Auburn, but the margin surprised me.
Should beat Florida. Keep that in mind. Okay? Should have beaten Florida. Led the whole game.
Yep.
Florida only led. Their only lead of the game was the final score.
That's right. And we had South Carolina in that game. So the Arkansas would be in. With I think they're in anyway.
Charlie, this is
with room to spare. That one hurts them.
Let me save you a little time here. All three of the bubble teams with big wins.
Yeah,
big wins last night.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas on the road against Vandy. Now, Vandy was in a little bit of a celebratory mood. They stole it. Missouri decided they did not want to foul up 3 late, and they allowed Vanderbilt to get off a 3 to get it into overtime and then lose on Saturday night. That looks like they were still celebrating. Vandy got off to a decent lead, about 8-9 points, and Arkansas smoked them last night. Now, Thiero was still out. They just played better, Charlie. Yep. I mean, South Carolina did not play. Georgia is all of a sudden in top form this year. I mean, we know about these emotional letdowns in college sports.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Georgia has just kept it going. That was pretty much gate to wire last night at South Carolina. Here's one for you. South Carolina had covered their last 7 home games in the conference. I mean, they are, and this was.
But they've been a pain in the butt at home.
They got smoked by Alabama in the first game at home. In the next 7, they either played their the opposition's pants off. It came up a little short, or they won by double digits like the last two games against Texas and Arkansas. So it was Georgia, no letdown, came out focused. And so you have their best win against Florida, their best road win in the conference at Texas, which was gate to wire, double digits. And then they follow it up. What could have been a costly win. I don't know how they predict this with 70%. I don't know what the input of that is, but they're in great shape right now because they avoid a bad loss. So they come back at home. If they can lose Saturday. They can lose their first round game. I think they're in right now. Keep in mind that St. John's win neutral court, outright Big East champion with games to spare.
Yeah. That they're one of the teams that are benefiting from a win back before the new year. The team, help me out here, okay? Because we respect Lenardi a ton, but as of yesterday, he still had Oklahoma as the first team out, and Jimmy,
Oklahoma's got some really good
non-conference
wins that you just cannot erase. I mean, and they're that's what's keeping them. Michigan on a neutral. They've got Arizona.
Yeah. There's three of them
at Louisville.
Yes. Those are the three.
I mean, look, those are like all protected seeds, man.
They are, and those are fantastic wins. But how long we've been talking about this for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, 6-12. They got to win 2 to go 6-12.
Yes, and it's not like they're easy games. They got Missouri tonight, and then they got to go to Texas. I mean, not that very much is easy in the league. If they split those games and go 5 and 13 in league play and win a game in the conference tournament against a lower, one of the lower seeds, are they going to get in? I mean, we've been talking about as a 6 and 12 team.
I think their magic number's 2. They got it. They can't go 1 and 2
plus the tournament.
Yeah, they're going to play in a tournament.
Yeah, everybody does.
I mean, they're going to play. I mean, those 1 and 2 is going to be tough for them. They win 2. They go 2 and 2. They're in good shape. If they split these and then split, get a win and a loss there. Nothing's easy in this league. We know it. My eyeballs. I mean, they play really good against it. They got to win. They got to win one. It's Missouri is at home. Is Missouri at home tonight?
It's in Norman.
Oh, okay. And then where they go Saturday?
They got to go to Texas. They got to go to Austin.
Man, I mean that they can't. They're not getting in at 4-14. I mean, they're not getting in. I don't think they're getting in at 5-13. 6-12 though. With those wins, you can't just take those away. They're going to get in.
And if you go 1 and 2 like you or 2 and 2 like you're talking, okay, we're kind of with the conference tournament, then your overall record will be 6-14. If you count 2 games in the conference tournament. I'm sorry. I respect non-conference scheduling an awful lot, but 6-14 in the tournament.
Wait. Your math is off. You can't go 6-12, and you can't go 0-2 in a tournament. You go 0-1. That would be 6-13.
All right. So
I'm saying, so if they split these, win 1, lose 1. Now they could win both of them and go 6-13.
No, that's
but the
right.
magic number is 2. They have to get 2 wins.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear. They're so clear on there that if they get 2 wins the rest of the way and they're that close, they're only going to improve their position. 2-2 is an improvement.
And 2-2 is 6-14. If you count the regular season plus the tournament, they're 4-12 right now. So that's 6-14.
Yes.
Okay. So I got a hard time putting a team in the NCAA tournament that won
Charlie. It's not just
third of their conference games. I mean,
okay, but and that's fine, but that's not how they look at it. They look at the overall thing,
and they
you can't. And this team was undefeated with really, really good wins. We just ripped them off. And what St. John's does the rest of the season matters. It just it's just the way it is.
St. John's is a monster win.
At Louisville.
Yeah, no, that's in Michigan. Those are all good wins.
I mean,
6-14 though.
Right now, Arizona's number 10 NET.
Mm-hmm.
St. John's is down 19 NET, but outright Big East regular season champion, and Michigan is 27 NET. Got a big game tonight against Maryland.
And you know how I feel about the last 10
All
or
the way from home.
Yeah,
all the way from home.
And that's a big deal. And you know how I feel about them in any way weighting the games at the end of the season versus the beginning of the season, because I don't think that's fair. They should all count. Okay, they took out last 10 20 years ago, and it should have never been considered. But they've won one game since the beginning of February.
No, I think where's bubble range in the NET? It's the 40s, right?
Yeah,
they're at 50.
Yeah,
that's on the outside. Is he? I think they're out right now as we stand.
Lenardi had them first team out yesterday before last night's games.
Okay.
So, yeah, so they're still in the conversation.
Well, that's tonight, but last night I think these were improbable. These were unexpected. I liked Mississippi State last night. They got out to about a little 8-point lead. They got hammered at home, by Texas, a team that looked like they had quit on Saturday against Georgia.
Well,
I mean, they
the
really
game went to overtime. They hammered.
It
was 87-82 in
they
overtime.
did scramble. I'm sorry. Texas was in control most of the game. What's the name got hammered? Vanderbilt at home. Losing by double digits. But they were. That's poor choice of words. But they're kind of, as a 7.5-point favorite, you're really never in it to cover. Okay, let's just put it that way. You never in it. They scrambled to get it back in overtime, and then they had another three, a desperation three by Hubbard to try and send it into double overtime. It didn't happen. Very similar to a situation like Iowa State. Iowa State's 8.5-point favorites at home against BYU. Never went to overtime, but never in it to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Now, we know strange things can happen in overtime where underdogs go to die, but it just wasn't the case. So I thought just real unexpected wins on the road in the league. And it's funny, the home court advantage has not been holding up as much in the SEC this year. As much as we like to.
And Mississippi State is as backwards as anybody. They've got I think they got 4 road wins and 5 home losses.
Yes.
So they're the bizarro team in the league. I'm going to say one thing about LSU, and then that's pretty much all I want to say. Losing by 31 at Kentucky last night. I listened to just a little bit of the show on Monday. You brought up a play in their game this past weekend where the rebound hits the floor and basically nobody moves. I'm only going to talk about one play last night because I don't really want to revisit anything in that game. The end of the first half, Kentucky's got the ball on what looks like a last possession. The shot clock's off. They go down. They get a driving layup with about 4 seconds to go, 3 to 4 seconds to go. Okay. And it's just – so LSU still got to inbound the basketball. Actually, they didn't have to, but they did anyway. And it's just this little lazy pass, and Kentucky gets a steal. Kentucky's not even really pressuring them. They've just got guys in the backcourt left over from the possession. Mm-hmm. And it's just this little lazy pass, and it's intercepted, and Kentucky gets another shot off at the horn. Now, they missed it, but that's beside the point. Those are the kind of plays that I've seen Kim Mulkey jump somebody's behind for a lazy pass when they're up 20 on the road. Okay. And that's just one of those things. You go to the locker room and you're like, man, I forget the score and all that stuff. We're down by 27. We're going to get crushed anyway. I'm going to spend the whole 15 minutes chewing your ass just because you ain't paying attention. That kind of stuff. That's, to me, when you've lost the team and they're just not focused. They're not trying. There's no repercussions for, stuff for the no talent plays. Okay. Well, I don't want to talk about talent anymore because we're way past that. This is a no talent thing to pick the damn ball up and inbound it to your teammate for the clock to run out with 2 seconds.
You and I are on the same page because I'm not going to go into the big picture. The roster building and the flaws there. Okay, we've done it a million times, but it needs to be hammered because it's just a kind of like that's the lack of effort by the coach and by the staff and maybe by the administration. The no effort. What is it? This team doesn't play hard on the defensive end.
No.
Well, I mean, that's
effort.
Yes, that's no talent.
Yes.
So we've seen some teams that lack talent, but man, they're going to battle you. They're going to compete.
Mm-hmm.
This team doesn't. They're just going to go through the. They're just playing. And that is where a team is not responding to their coach. They They suck. Their effort sucks on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And that is piss poor, man. And that's no excuse. And that's why it's a crap hole program right now.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the last season for Johnny Jones. Remember how? The only difference is that we knew very early in that season that Jones was not coming back.
Very good.
Okay, and it just kind of went through the motions the whole way. And the only redeeming factor was they played such poor defense that their totals went over 16 out of 18 games. So we cashed on them, but it was just absolutely disgusting to watch some of the efforts that they have there. Their average margin of defeat now is right at 14 points in league play. Okay, so you are averaging getting blown out. 9 of the 14 losses have been by double digits, and a couple of these things have really gotten away from them.
But it's man, get after something.
Get
have some pride.
Yeah,
have some pride.
Aggravated.
And that's like you said, Mulkey would. Mulkey will bang on the administration to get some support. Look at our staff. That just didn't happen. Hey, yeah, well, you can have 75 assistants. I mean, it just didn't happen. Okay, her NIL budget, that just didn't happen. Yeah. Okay, and you know what? Our team's effort. It's good. She is going to demand something. He doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
That play aggravated me as much as the one on Saturday. I saw the same play you did.
Did you believe that crowd on Saturday? Did you see that?
Ball. Yes.
A 1-and-1, the ball was just bouncing.
It's just bouncing around. And watching it, she would have up 27, jumped that player's ass all during halftime, much less down 27.
I thought I was at Wildbacker's daughter's 4th grade basketball game, watching the ball just bounce after a missed free throw.
Pick it up.
Game day specials over here at Modesto for LSU home baseball games. Also, for the tennis matches right down the road, we've got senior night for gymnastics Friday night and senior day on Sunday for the women's basketball team. The Lent menu starts, I believe it's senior day for LSU basketball. Yes, basketball Saturday. The Lent menu starts today. That's right. It is Ash Wednesday. Fried calamari, the crawfish tacos, soft shell crab tacos, and the seafood tortas. The tortas are sandwiches made with our homemade bread over here. You talk about delicious stuff. Check out our new chef. It's kind of like a Mexican po' boy. It's really good with the homemade bread. Check out our new chef's tacos as well. The pork belly and fried oysters. New event space open as well. That's right. The newly expanded size. We're doing a lot of private parties over there. Email us at social@eatmodesto.com for more information. social@eatmodesto.com for more information. It's been a big hit. The newly expanded area over here at Modesto on Burbank, and it's perfect for the spring sports on your way to your event.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Rufino's is proud to announce the March Cooking Experience Contemporary Creole with Chef Patrick Trahan from Rufino's and Chef Mark Riley from Cecilia Creole Bistro, March 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Rufino's Baton Rouge. For $150, you can feast on a 5-course meal, paired with hand-selected wines, as your dinner is prepared right before your eyes. If you love Creole, save your spot now before it sells out. Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padilla at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money? Download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's always great to have a winning edge. And when you're in a professional-grade GMC, you can tackle every day like a champ when you take the field in the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Break from the huddle of ordinary with 15-inch diagonal head-up display, great for long-scoring drives. And whether at home or away, travel in 16-way power front seats with massage features in your GMC Yukon. Test drive a game-winning Yukon today at your Bayou GMC dealer.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Feeling off your game? Low T might be the culprit. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has your back. Revitalize your energy and your mood. Let Goodwood help you get back to peak performance. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Power outages are unpredictable, so stay ready with a Generac home standby generator from Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Trusted in South Louisiana, we provide expert installation and service. Call 225-300-9389 or visit boudreauxelectrical.com.
Do you have a big business, small business, or nonprofit? Whether your business is planning its next big step or just taking its first, you can benefit from Gulf Coast Bank and Trust's knowledgeable bankers, their personal service, and business solutions. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand. LouisianaSports.net, 1045ESPN.com. New Handicast posted on Monday. Doug Thompson and Dan Canterbury recapped the weekend.
What's Dougie doing?
Dougie's doing games, man. Dougie's doing games, although he didn't go to Frisco with them. But he's, number one color guy on the network. So he's seeing a lot of LSU baseball. Dougie's going to be a part of our podcast the rest of the season. So we're excited about that at the Handicast. Last night was not pretty against North Dakota State, an 11-9 LSU win, but Jay Johnson called it a clunker. That's a pretty good adjective, I would say, for it. LSU fell behind in this game 7-1. A really rough start for Connor Ware, who I thought was up in the zone with most of what he threw in the first inning and change. He kind of settled down toward the end of his outing, but I thought everything was up in the zone. Jaden Newt came in and got hit. And really the surprise of the night on the pitching staff was Chandler Dorsey, who came in to pitch 2 scoreless innings. He had not pitched in any of the games yet this season. I was a little disappointed that they had to use Zach Cowan and Kason Evans to get out of this thing. That's their top 2 bullpen arms right now. And for 3, depending on how you count William Schmidt, but the fact they had to use both of those guys to get out of this thing and hold the rope until the offense could catch up wasn't exactly what I wanted. Cade Arambidi had a rough game behind the plate. There were 3 wild pitches. He's really struggling early in his career with blocking balls. That's just something that's going to come with more experience. He did hit a home run in the game. So he's a talented kid. He's just got a ways to go defensively. There was also a pass ball. The drop third strike in the first inning really hurt. And LSU also had on one of those balls that got away, an interference on Braswell, who was trying to come in and cover the plate, and ended up with the runner colliding with him, and North Dakota State was awarded the run. The good news is that LSU rallied for 11 runs in this game. They got to North Dakota State's bullpen pretty good, and they ended up getting the win. Right now, this is a real interesting team to me because I think you've got position battles going on. I think you've got bullpen role battles going on, how they get through these midweek games, and this is another 5-game week. There's not going to be a ton of those in the regular season. In fact, I think this may be the last 5-game week, but how they sort those roles out, I think you can say a few things. The best arm that they've got out of that bullpen is Kason Evans, who is 3 saves, but he's the guy. I always ask this question, Max. Hey, if you got a 1-run lead in the first game of the SEC, going to the 9th, who gets the ball? We've decided that Kason Evans gets the ball. If they are in a situation where the starter gets knocked out early, but they still feel like they're in the game, like if they get into a game in the first weekend of Southeastern Conference play and it's 4-4 going to the 3rd, or 4-4 going to the 4th. In other words, your starting pitchers getting knocked around, but you're still in the game. Who's going in the game? Well, that's Zach Cowan. Okay, I know who that is, unless it's William Schmidt. Okay, it's one of those 2 guys is going to come in the game. Who's going to come into the game when you're behind and you need to see if the offense can catch up? Well, that's guys like Premu and Newt. Bench, who's also a get you out of the inning guy, hasn't always been a little bit shaky of late. And then I think that Maverick Rizzi is going to be a guy for them. The last couple outings have been shaky, but I think he's going to be a guy that they can count on. You still got a battle going on at second base. You still got at least one outfield spot. I thought early on that Stanfield's spot in center might be a little bit in jeopardy, but he's saving them runs out there. He's hitting too, but he's saving them runs out there. So you still got I don't want to call it a platoon situation because you got more than one. You got more than one bat out there, but there's still a lot of things to work out. The good news is that I got faith in a lot of these guys. Like if Braswell plays third base, I'm fine with that. He's a vet. I know he's not hitting right now, but he started off last year slow. By the time he got around to the end of the season, he was, up at the top of the order. Stanfield, I know he may not be a star at the plate, but I've seen him play, 55 SEC games and not crush you, hit 280. So I'm okay there. I think Ethan Fry's got a huge amount of potential, and he's one of the right-handed bats out there. I know Larson's not hitting right now, but there's a lot of options, and I've seen Larson hit before. So there's a lot of options out there. The schedule's not telling you a whole bunch. The schedule's been, outside of the Frisco tournament, has been pretty weak. It's weak coming up again this weekend. But then you start the conference play with Missouri, who's probably 16 out of 16 in the SEC. So there's still a couple of weeks to work some of this stuff out. I know this about them watching the Frisco tournament over the weekend, and they battle you, okay? They go through lapses where the focus isn't there, but they battle and they hang in there and they'll fight you a little bit. Even when Ianson on Saturday is a good example of that. He was shaky to start. After the first 2 innings, kind of bared down, really refocused, and turned it around. It's not the easiest thing to do. You give up a 5 spot, you're down. Stay in there with me, battle into the middle innings. There's a lot of that with this team that I've seen through 13 games. Definite work in progress, not flawless by any means, but I like what I've seen. There's a lot of intriguing pieces.
They're going to be okay.
Yeah, they're going to be okay. So that's where I'm at.
Well, Charlie, we didn't really talk to you about the weekend. Obviously, the bats were great. Milam and the middle infield. I was a little worried about them coming in. They fielded incredibly. Pearson was the most outstanding player of the weekend. But you mentioned somebody who I failed to mention on Monday, but Ianson. I thought you could almost argue he was one of the more valuable players just because he settled in, threw some more sliders, went to that a little bit more in the later innings because they didn't have much of a bullpen. And if they had to take him out, they were going to be in real trouble the rest of the weekend. And instead, he's able to get 6 innings and save that bullpen up. And they had some of that on Sunday. So I thought that was Ianson. Although it wasn't a great performance when you look in the box score, his settling in down the stretch. They faced some adversity last weekend. I thought that was a really good thing for them.
Yeah, so they're playing North Dakota State again tonight, and then 3-game set at the box this weekend. That's the last non-conference weekend of the regular
Schmidt
season.
getting a little time. Some of EJ's boys around town getting some time with LSU. Again, Brooks Wright is starting for center fielder for the Cajuns. He was on that Catholic High team last year, and U High. So Camden Sundstrom gets a start at Duty Noble today. Get plus 46. Yes,
Okay.
plus 46. Plow it in. On the Golden Eagles. SOU, THRN, Southern Mississippi, USM.
Max, you see the last pitch that Schmidt threw this weekend to end the game?
I missed that one.
Oh, it was
Nasty.
filthy. Oh, it was filthy.
I actually think I saw
it. Was a sharp breaking ball on the inside corner. It was filthy.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, our great team at Legacy Title. Buying, building, or financing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
Live at lunch.
Hey, do you love beef? I mean premium Angus beef. Sagrera Farm sells the whole sides and quarters straight from the farm, ready to fill your freezer with tender, flavorful ribeyes, fillets, strips, brisket, ground beef, and a lot more. I want to introduce you to Louisiana's own Sean Sagrera of Sagrera Farms, a hidden gem just 30 minutes north of Baton Rouge. What's Sean's secret? Mating genetically superior Angus cattle and then ensuring that every day in the life of his cattle is a great one. Happy, healthy cattle, finished on grain, dry-aged, 45 days, creates consistent and predictable, flavorful beef. When you take a bite of Sagrera Farms beef, you'll know that this is not some mass-produced afterthought. So if you want the best, and I mean the best in Angus beef, go online to sagrerafarms.com, or better yet, call Sean right now at 225-719-1723. Sagrera Farms.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Super Chevy dealers today.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Darren James and Associates, powered by LPT Realty, commit to excellent service unlike any other. Darren and his team save buyers as much money as possible. If you're ready to buy or sell your home, call Darren James or visit agent225.com.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams.
Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of OC Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When your transformer is down, it's not just an inconvenience. It's a cost to your business. At Bayou Transformers, we understand the urgency and we are ready to assist. Whether it's maintenance, reconditioning, or even a full replacement, we'll get you back to full power swiftly and efficiently. With a 5-year warranty on all our rebuilt transformers and a rapid turnaround time, we are your solution for all your transformer needs. Visit BayouTransformers.com. That's BayouTransformers.com.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickups sound to you? Go to TrashRangers.com for all the info and make the switch today. That's TrashRangers.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, let's talk to professional sports bettor Randy McKay. Randy, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing real well. Getting ready for March Madness and excited about getting into spring and turning around and getting ready for summer.
How about this? North Dakota State played baseball here yesterday and are playing against LSU again today. I didn't even know they had a team. How can they have a team? Do they have indoor batting cages?
They play in a dome.
Well, they have a dome.
Yeah, so I actually played. I played for a 2-year college in Thief River Falls, and we played against North Dakota State, their JV team growing up. So I played for a 2-year college. I used to play that, and we played against North Dakota State. But they go down to LSU. I think this is the second year they've gone down there. So I used to play that, and we played against North Dakota State.
Jordan, we get some reverb back in our ears.
Second year they've gone down there. So
now we don't have Randy at all. Okay, so we're trying.
I'm here, I think.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we were getting a little echo. I'm sorry, Randy. So you're playing college baseball, huh? Growing up, huh?
I sure did. Yep, I played a few years, and if you remember, an old pitcher called Rick Helling, I think he's got maybe 100 career wins. I grew up playing against him in North Dakota, so I got a hit off him the last time I faced him.
I mean,
and yet down here we played no ice hockey, but they're playing baseball in North Dakota.
I know. Maybe with the snow, we might have to start getting a little bit more rink time around here. Hey, you told us last week about you moving to Arizona and things like that, and so what type of strategy? What goes into factoring in where you're going to hunker down? Because I know you don't just do anything for random reasons. I mean, you have reasons for, what type of strategy? The amount of sports books, that are available, the amounts that they are able to take, that they don't limit you to quite as much and things like that.
Yeah, that as well. There's about 3-4 more options for me in the state of Arizona that I can use. And also it's kind of, we're all not getting any younger. It's kind of a good place to retire and spend the winters at. So, for a few years down the road, if, that'll be kind of my retirement spot. I'm only an hour and a half from Vegas. My brother lives in the Phoenix area, so that's another, 3 hours down to that. So I thought it was a perfect location for me.
Good. Hey, so we're talking about, and you like to bet college hockey. We play, some college baseball around here from time to time. What goes into a mobile site or a sports book because you get limited on certain stuff? If you are playing the same, say you make, I don't know, 40 plays a week, in random games, random sports at $100 a bet. And then you bet $100 on these low volume sports, and then you still get limited. Or sometimes you don't. What factors into a sports book, or do you know?
It's different tolerance with different traders, of course. Some of the bigger sports book will let you play longer. on those and some won't. You know, I commend all of them that put up, you know, some of them rogue sports for us to bet. And if you're serious better too, if they have kiosks, I recommend doing that. And of course, not showing a player's card or anything, and you'll be able to bet for a while and be all right. So that's kind of my strategy on the smaller sports. Is if they have the kiosk, I bet them. If they don't, I don't bet as much on the apps just because I know it might get me limited from other sports that I do like to bet, the major sports. So, and lately too, I've noticed that you might get limited on one sport, let's say a small sport like that, and then you'll be fine with your NBA or NFL or your college basketball limits. So it varies trader to trader. And, I'm totally, not very happy with some of these legal sports books, how they handle that situation and limit people. People I know that would, most casinos would roll the red carpet out for getting limited, which is just wrong and laziness, in my opinion.
Will that change at all?
Well, it should. There should be more of a voice, I think. And of course, it'd be nice if the lawmakers got into it, but some of these other sites like American Gaming would get after some of these sports books. But unfortunately, a lot of the gaming commissions, Colorado's real biased towards the casinos. Unfortunately, Nevada's a better one. They're more pro, more in the middle. But a lot of these states are pro casino, pro operator. So it's a tough deal.
What are your plans for championship week and for March Madness?
I only got that one future. I actually got two. Gonzaga doesn't look very good. That was a free bet from early in the season. They should still make the tournament, but as far as them winning anything, I don't see that. But the one I do really like that I picked up last week was Michigan State at 38-1, and I got
you got 38-1. What are they now?
I think they're down to about 30.
Max,
I've
seen 30.
30. Okay.
They're looking to be probably right around the number 2 seed, so a little bit of value there. I used a little over $500 free bet there, so if they'd won it all, it'd be a nice $20K coming at me. But it'd be a nice opportunity to monetize maybe too if they get farther on. But just a lot of these conference tournaments, looking at those, and this is the last week of the big cards, so a couple big cards, and then the last Saturday, and then. What do we got? Selection Sunday coming up.
Let me ask you. This is probably more of a concern for the. But I think we saw last night. So what I'm getting. Oh, okay. Let me make the whole picture here. Okay, I've heard because the SEC is so rugged. I mean, it's a grind. I know sometimes we talk about it, and some people there's no way to prove it. But I think we have proof of the grind last night in College Station. You saw Auburn, who brings it. And listen, every coach tells you there's no way you can have 100% intensity every night. They just won the outright championship. We saw the video when Tennessee hit the buzzer beater against Alabama. They're celebrating on the plane. We ain't sharing with anybody. We know they have Alabama Saturday for senior day, okay, on campus. I mean, so this was a spot where for a lot of reasons, but to just the effort, and it would just, watching Broom play last night, he just wasn't playing hard. This just wasn't a real strong effort on their part by any stretch, and that's why we bet A&M last night. But is it more battle tested coming for a lot of these SEC teams that they're going to have such an advantage because they've had such a tougher competition, or is it going to be a little bit of fatigue and be worn down a little bit? Do you subscribe to either of those theories going into the March Madness?
Yeah, there probably is some situations where, like you guys said for last night, I always like to, in the tournament, sometimes bet against some of these teams that, that weren't supposed to get into the tournament, that played that long conference tournament and then made their way into it. They usually seem like a fade in the first or second round for sure, especially if they pull the upset or do something. But that's an opportunity there. But as far as Auburn, they're probably just, maybe they were resting a little bit too last night. I know they had a couple injury concerns, so maybe getting a little bit more healthy and getting ready for hopefully Bruce Pearl doesn't have an early exit again. I know he's had some trouble with that.
It seemed like Bruce Pearl put a little bit more emphasis on the regular season. I mean, they had a big celebration when Tennessee helped them out on Saturday.
Charlie, I think it's. No, I mean, I think
we won. We won the league.
No, but it was without sharing, and no, I think it was just they're well aware. I think they showed the cameras in Rupp with Bruce Pearl pregame talking about winning a championship. So I mean, it was part of his message. But they know how good the league is. Right. These guys aren't. They're not in a bubble. They know, and there should be a big source of pride. And to win it with a week to spare.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They were in a celebratory mood. They got bigger goals. I get it, but boy, even Bruce Pearl was like, "Man, thank you, Tennessee, where I used to coach and all that stuff. We won this league." There's bound to be a little letdown.
No. I think it's also because they don't have anything to show from last year.
Right.
They didn't win the league and they didn't win the game. But in front, Virginia, when did they win it, Randy? The year after they got beat in the first round. So I think that helps you in your off-season hunger level and doing all the hard work and training and things like that. I think it's a good thing for Auburn that they were bounced early because they're not taking anybody for granted this year.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they will either. I think they could make it definitely a good run. There's, the SEC, your SEC has a lot of options there with them in Florida, Alabama, them in the top three, I'm sure. And we'll see if the others definitely have a shot too. So, it should be a fun tournament.
All right, well, keep your eye on the ball this evening because I know after a 3-for-5 night last night, you're moving up from the 5 to the 3 spot in the lineup for the Bison against LSU. So, at the box.
I see a lot of curveballs.
You got any plays in another good card tonight? Our last strong midweek card before we get to championship week last night. Anything you and your guys are on tonight?
Yeah, we're on betting number 701 UMass against the St. Bonnie's of Bonaventure there, hitting +8. So it looks like a pretty nice underdog. Should be able to hang in there, hopefully traveling to St. Bonaventure. Betting number 705, the local team here, Colorado. I think they're getting too many points here against a Texas Tech team that is very good at home but struggles to score at times. The last game I watched them was against Houston. Of course, both them teams have very good defenses, but they struggle to score the ball. And another game that, you can get +7. So I'd recommend this one too. And this has been a profitable team for us this year, Minnesota, and they're home in the barn. I've actually been to a couple games there at the barn. It's pretty good atmosphere. Getting +7 against a rival Wisconsin should be a pretty good spot for a close game.
Minnesota with a win, damaging loss for the Nebraska Cornhuskers on Saturday afternoon. Nebraska came back and took the lead, and then Minnesota hits a 3 with just seconds to go to win that one as well. Good luck to you, Randy. Follow Randy at RR39. Always a pleasure, brother. Good luck. And next week, we'll talk to you for championship week with a lot of conference tournaments in full swing.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, and go Bison today.
Thank you, Randy. Don't forget our friends at Total Diamond Performance right down the street here at Burbank and Gardere. And, man, check out their new Baton Rouge facility. And, look, a tournament ball is in full swing. High school ball's in full swing. And, that's a great thing. We've got team group lessons from ages 7 all the way up to high school. Classes are designed, the hitting and bat speed program. Classes are designed to increase rotational power, core strength, while also refining swing mechanics, improving adjustability of the swing and understanding hitting approach. Program will be a blended dynamic and traditional hitting drills, PVC progressions, med ball training, and core exercises. So we got the defensive program as well, position-specific progressive framework, implementing glove work, throwing, agility, quickness, and pre-pitch process that will help bring your defense to the next level. Infield, outfield, catching as well. Best way to get the information, Nick at tdpbaseball.com. That's Nick Schneider, Nick at tdpbaseball.com. Total Diamond Performance.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Supreme Rice. I sort of feel like a member of the Supreme Rice family because they're from Southwest Louisiana, just like me. So when you're enjoying Supreme Rice, the perfect complement for all your red and white beans, stews, gumbos, and etouffees, know that you're also supporting our Louisiana farmers and stretching your food dollar at the same time. Supreme Rice, for the last 80 years, has been delighting their customers. So pick up Supreme Rice the next time you shop. For more information and unique recipes, learn more at supremerice.com.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Segan near Perkins.
Before every game, you're reminded that Tiger Stadium is a pantheon of concrete and steel. When it was time to add upper decks, do you know where that concrete came from? It's Louisiana Concrete Products. Whether it's the next Gulf hurricane or Death Valley earthquake, you can trust Louisiana Concrete Products.
Yo, fellas, it's Jake. Look, you know I'm more than comfortable walking onto a football field, but not always when walking into a jewelry store. That's why I want to tell you about my friends at Lee Michaels. When you walk into a Lee Michaels, you will feel comfortable. The staff is generally welcoming and have more accredited jewelry professionals than anyone else in the state to help make your job easy, help you save money, and make you a hero with your lady and her friends. When you're making a big decision like buying a beautiful diamond, trust me, you're going to win with Lee Michaels, lmfj.com.
Step into luxury at the Watermark Hotel, downtown Baton Rouge's premier full-service destination. Housed in the historic Louisiana National Bank building, the Watermark blends timeless elegance with modern sophistication. Whether you're planning a weekend getaway or hosting wedding guests, we specialize in creating unforgettable experiences. Visit watermarkbr.com to book your escape today. The Watermark Hotel, where history meets luxury.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up. Fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with the promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in partnership with LeBares Lake Charles. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Tech, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Tech exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Little note on that game between Colorado and Texas Tech. Jimmy, Colorado was arguably the worst power conference team for the first 2 months of the season anywhere.
Man, he's a pretty good coach there, too.
But of late, okay, they started out 1-10 against the number in conference play. And look, they're 2-16 overall. So I'm not telling you that they're good.
In the Big 12.
In the Big 12, but they have covered 5 of their last 7, and the 2 that they didn't, they missed by 0.5 point and 1.5 points against Kansas and Kansas State. Point is, they have been a lot better of late, and that number's still inflated. Texas Tech is coming off of games against Houston and Kansas. They went to Fog, and I know Kansas is sliding, but they went to Fog and won.
It was a big win.
It was, and they were very, very competitive in that Houston game. They lost, but Houston's really good. 17.5.
They got their guys back as well. Their second and third leading scorer with 30 combined points. So they were at full strength. It's a game that I like, but yeah, it was it's got a little bit of a letdown spot,
and it's just a bunch of points. I'm showing 17.5 right now with Colorado.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Maybe a good spot for the Buffalo tonight. We'll take a break. Scott Rabelais with us when we return. We are at Modesto Tacos, Tequila, and Whiskey here, Burbank and Nicholson, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Are you struggling to lose weight or your hormones out of balance? Rejuve Me Medical offers personalized treatments, including semaglutide and hormone replacement therapy. Transform your body and your life at RejuveMeMedical.com. That's RejuveMe Medical.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Are you ready for some football? Join us this spring in reading the 2025 One Book, One Community Selection, Season of Life by Jeffrey Marks. The 19th annual One Book, One Community initiative will highlight Marks' books and other sports-related programs for all ages. It will begin with a free tailgate kickoff for the whole family at the main library at Goodwood on Friday, March 14th from 5 to 8 p.m. Live entertainment, free food, children's activities, community organizations, and more. For more information, visit evrpl.com.
Looking for the perfect van to take your business or adventure to the next level? Meet the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. With class-leading versatility, advanced safety features, and legendary reliability, the Sprinter is built to work hard and keep you moving. Need cargo space? It's got it. Need passenger capacity? It's got that too. And with incredible fuel efficiency and Mercedes-Benz luxury, it's more than just a van. It's your ultimate partner on the road. Come see why businesses and adventurers alike trust the Sprinter. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge on Airline Highway in Baton Rouge, or check us out online at mbobr.com today.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
When we started GMFS Mortgage here in Baton Rouge 26 years ago, do you know where we wanted our headquarters to be? Here's a hint. We've never moved. That's right. We started in Baton Rouge. Our loans are originated, processed, and underwritten in Baton Rouge. Every step of the mortgage process happens here in Baton Rouge. So when you're ready to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, please check out gmfsmortgage.com and choose GMFS Mortgage of Baton Rouge. We are your local lender.
NMLS number 64997 is an equal housing lender. Mortgages originated at 7389 Florida Boulevard, Suite 200A, Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70806.
The Louisiana Outdoor Expo is back.
March 14th through 16th in Gonzales.
At the expo, you'll find boats of every size.
For every purpose.
And every budget.
Plus everything for hunting and fishing.
There's a huge selection of tractors.
Outdoor power equipment.
Golf carts and ATVs.
The whole family will love the exciting Dogs dog jumping competition.
And the Texas Rattlesnake Show.
The Louisiana Outdoor Expo.
Brought to you by Riverlands Insurance Services.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Modesto. We got some Lenten specials here today, Jimmy. It's the first day of Lent, Ash Wednesday. We got some specials here at Modesto.
That's right. We love to sacrifice and eat fresh seafood during the Lenten period. But yes, Ash Wednesday today and all the Fridays during the Lenten season. We definitely have our Lenten menu: fried calamari, crawfish tacos, soft shell crab tacos, and the seafood tortas. Tortas are basically a Mexican sandwich, a Mexican po' boy with our fresh bread that we have over here at Mestizo's. So, and also one of our the new chef's tacos for the month is pork belly or fried oyster tacos. And how about our newly expanded Modesto as well? We've as you enter directly to your left, new dining space, and that space is, a little bit quieter, maybe less away from the bar area, but also it's been utilized a lot for different private events. So our new event space is open. So with our newly expanded room that we have over here at Modesto on Burbank, for more information, social@eatmodesto.com. Social@eatmodesto.com.
Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from the Advocate. Rab, how you doing?
I'm well. Happy Ash Wednesday to everyone.
Yes, we are. We have made it through another Mardi Gras season and some inclement weather yesterday, but we're doing pretty good. So Sunday, I'm in the middle of festivities and crawfish balls and things like that, and I'm watching the LSU women's game, and they're up double digits, and it's getting into the third quarter. They're fine. They'll end up winning this thing by 8-10, and it's senior day, and that's all fine and good. No big deal. Not going to impact a whole bunch one way or the other. And then from the time I kind of said that in my head, I think until the end of the game, I don't think Ole Miss missed another shot. It was crazy the way they were going. So that coupled with the Alabama loss on Thursday night doesn't really affect LSU seeding all that much. And Kim Mulkey said as much. I love it when coaches are at a point in their career where they can say whatever they want and be candid, and they don't really care if there's any heat associated with it. She said
she's pretty good at her job security.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're shutting Flau'jae Johnson down until the NCAAs. Didn't play her against Alabama. Didn't play her against Ole Miss. Not playing her in the SEC tournament. And Mulkey said, this was the part that got me. She goes, we're a 3 seed. She said very matter-of-factly. A lot of coaches will think, we're a 3 seed. Flau'jae, we're shutting her down so she can rest. It's a shin injury, which I know nothing about other than they hurt like hell, to get her ready for the NCAAs, Scott. So they're going to Greenville this week, but whatever happens. Mulkey's pretty comfortable about where this team is.
Yeah, and in the big scheme of things, losing to Alabama and Ole Miss to this point hasn't been that big a deal. I mean, they weren't going to catch Texas and South Carolina didn't falter. They weren't going to catch them for the SEC regular season title. They shared the title 3 games ahead of LSU. LSU was the 3 seed once they got that 12th win. It can affect them for their NCAA tournament seed. If they go one and done in Greenville and probably going to play Alabama again on Friday night, I think they might have a little something for Alabama after losing to them in a very physical, emotional game on Thursday. But nonetheless, if LSU loses 3 in a row, I think that's going to cost them the 2 seed, which everyone's projecting them as right now in the NCAA tournament. And does that mean a huge thing? Not necessarily. They were a 3 seed when they won it 2 years ago. They've been a 3 seed all 3 previous years under Mulkey. But you'd like to be a 2 and maybe get a little weaker team to have to play in the Sweet 16. So, in the grand scheme, the most important thing, of course, is getting Flau'jae Johnson healthy. And the committee might ask LSU too, hey, what is her projected status? And she's going to have 3 weeks to rest. The earliest LSU could play in the first round of the NCAA tournament is March 21st. So she'll have 3 weeks to rest, and that's a good sign. And they've been down this road before. You'll probably remember in 2022, Alexis Morris sprained her MCL late in the season, wasn't the same in the postseason, held her out of the SEC tournament. Last year, Michaela Williams had the plantar fasciitis injury going into the SEC tournament. She played off the bench somewhat, but again limited. And so they've been in this position before, and Mulkey knows how to deal with it. But it's a slightly fragile situation for LSU to be in at this point going into postseason.
I know I'm in a minority, but I hate when the committee asks those questions. Basketball, women's basketball, baseball should not be in their wheelhouse, because then they're projecting how teams are going to do without certain players, and they should.
Yeah, no one. The NFL doesn't change the seeding because the quarterback got hurt.
We go all the way back to Kmart, with Cincinnati 25 years ago. It's like, I don't want to hear what you think they're going to do. Ohio State won the national championship with a third-string quarterback. So LSU's response to any questions about Flau'jae should be, she's fine. Seed us according to what we have done and not what you think we might do.
Charlie, the difference between the 2 and 3 is not as big if it's the difference between a 1 and 2 or a 3 and 4.
And that's what Mulkey said.
And that's what Scott's saying as well. And but Flau'jae, she was 2 for 12 in the Alabama game. She was hurt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is not a tough decision. This is,
and I think I said they didn't play her against Alabama. After they played her against Alabama, they decided they were going to shut her down.
That's right. And look, this is a 3-pronged attack. I mean, do they lead the conference in their first team all conference players?
Yeah, they had 3. Nobody else had 2.
Yeah, and so, but they depend on those 3 more than anybody else. So I mean, they got to get her right and rest. I think you saw how ineffective she was playing her. Why are you going to have this thing lingering?
Yeah.
You're going to play her. She's not going to be effective, and you're going to hurt. You're going to decrease the chances of her being 100% for the tournament.
I agree. So Scott, without her, what is the expectation in this SEC tournament? Are they still a favorite to make it to Saturday without her on the floor?
Well, like I said, you figure they're probably going to play Alabama. That Alabama could play Auburn in one of those Alabama-Auburn games, So we'll see. But I think so. I would still say they're the favorite to win that game. I think they're going to have a little revenge in mind for Alabama. Again, that was a very emotional game. They played in Tuscaloosa last week. They went to overtime. Very, very physical. But getting past the semifinals, against Texas, they would play Texas because they lost the coin flip. They went to the coin flip very early to determine the number 1 seed. Did they not?
Well, they wanted to put it on television. They wanted to make sure Sankey could actually flip the coin. They put it on TV.
But wouldn't you think?
drama.
I think they went. Yeah, I mean, they beat each other and then they beat everybody else. So then they went to a coin flip. You think you'd go to their net ranking or their AP ranking or something? I don't know. I think, and I don't want to take up for Texas that much. I think they got jobbed a little bit.
No, I'm against coin flips determining anything except who gets the ball first in overtime. So I'd rather go to anything else than that. I'm with you. But this is
so they're gonna play. They'll probably play Texas.
What you get when you got 85 teams in a conference.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to.
They're not on. Yeah, we're gonna see more of this probably. So Texas is not. They're number 1 and they're probably the overall number 1 at this point. But they're not unbeatable. I think LSU is still one of those 7 teams that could win it all, but they have to be right, and they're going to have to get some slightly better point guard play from either Cheyenne Day-Wilson or last year Poa, because that's been where they're lacking a little bit. And of course, coming off the bench, someone's always got to help you in the postseason. You remember 2 years ago, LaDasia Williams had a tremendous game against Utah, which turned out to be LSU's toughest game, in a lot of respects in the Sweet 16 that year. And LaDasia Williams went off. She had a double-double, and she was just tremendous. Kind of the forgotten starter. But they need a little. They need a little something else. But first of all, they need a healthy Flau'jae Johnson. She keys the fast break. She makes steals. She can hit the outside shot. She's really improved her outside shot. She's the whole package, and they need that whole package to Otherwise, they don't have a chance to make the Final Four.
All right, a couple of quick hitters in other sports before we let you go. Spring football starts on Saturday this weekend. Scott, we got a month of this, so just your thoughts going in. Anything that you're?
What about the danger of LSU not gonna do this anymore? It's a trend.
A spring game,
but
I'm talking about just spring practice. I don't know. Kelly hadn't really said exactly what the format of whatever they're calling the spring game, but Scott, just the number of positions that they got to sort out where there's multiple guys competing for playing time. What's what's on your mind there?
Just who asserts their is anyone going to step up on the offensive or defensive lines, but maybe not expecting to at this point. I mean, they have to. You bring in a lot of guys, obviously, especially on the defensive line, who have to get that chemistry right. Wilson Alexander has a story up about how Perkins is going to play the star position this season. How does he look coming back? How does Whit Weeks look coming back from the injury he suffered in the Texas Bowl? So,
but they're both going to miss spring. Correct? Neither one of those guys are going to play in the spring, right? I mean, I know Whit Weeks isn't, but Perkins is going to be limited, if anything, right? He's going to miss most of the spring. Or all of the spring?
I suppose that's true. Excuse, I misspoke, but yeah, that's probably going to be the case. And Weeks is recovering. So, but yeah, I mean, lots of newness with this team. Just lots of guys who are coming in and with the transfer. It's great that they're great in the transfer portal, but the chemistry is that unseen thing, and this is when you have to build your team and for the guys to be confident that the guy next to them is going to have their back is the big thing. So, but obviously, to me, the biggest questions about this team are on the lines. How will they shape up? How will they look? Because you can't be. That's where it starts. You can't be a great team, a national championship contender, if you're not great in those areas.
Last thing, the gymnastics team had put up another 198. I realized they were against George Washington. They were off campus, but 198 is sort of like the gold standard in gymnastics. They put up a 198 for the third time this year. They got a couple of regular season meets left before the SEC championships. What do they look like? They beat number one just a few weeks ago. And they're putting up 198s from a novice's standpoint over here. It looks pretty good right now.
They were the podium challenge at the River Center, which counted as a road meet, so that counts as a road score. It doesn't count at the NQS. They had to throw out there because it's their best score of the season. They got to throw that out. So, but maybe it'll count if they get another good score down the road. They're the only team in the country with three 198s. I believe that's correct. Yes, that is correct. So that's impressive. Haley Bryant rounding back into form. She won the all around. Still got to get Aaliyah Finnegan on track. Yeah, they held her out of 4. She'd gone out of bounds on her 4 routine 4 straight meets. So they just kind of held her out. But she's the reigning NCAA 4 champion, so she can do it. She can be really good. So, and then of course, Kaylin Chio, the freshman, has won SEC Freshman of the Week 7 times. Has just been tremendous. She's very mature, very rock solid. Jay Clark said he told the team after they won this meet last year that he felt for the first time they were a championship contender, and he had a similar feeling after this meet. Last home meet Friday against Georgia. They go to Auburn trying to win at least a share of the SEC regular season title. Then they go to Birmingham for the SEC championships on March 22nd, and then it's NCAAs. That's where they're going. But number 2 in the country, they're right there. Is Oklahoma the favorite? Sure, but LSU is right there with them and has a very good chance to win it again if they stay healthy.
Brad, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to the gymnastics. The first one Friday.
You're going to gymnastics? You went to tennis last week?
Mm-hmm. I found something to do during basketball season.
You expand
United Community Bank.
Expanding your horizons.
Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of South Louisiana for over 50 years. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Our great team over at United Community Bank, Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, United Community Bank. Stop on by, see how we can help your business today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go local and go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. No monthly maintenance fees, no balance requirements, and no strings attached. Just the safety and security that comes with Baton Rouge's largest credit union. And with direct deposit set up through NFCU's Early Payday program, you can get access to your funds up to 3 days early. Come by one of our 11 area branches or apply online at neighborsfcu.org. Go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. Insured by NCUA.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. Little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress. Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. $149
for tax prep. That's $149 or less. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients and federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Majestic Metals is located in Sorrento with over 60 years experience in the pre-engineered metal building industry. Majestic Metals is the leading metal roofing manufacturer with high-quality products, superior customer service, and a fast turnaround. We offer both commercial and residential roofing, including a standing seam panel in a variety of colors with a 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
Respect isn't something that's just given, it's earned. It comes from having experience and possessing knowledge that can be passed on to the next generation. Jim's Firearms.
Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood? Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Well, I guess along with those sizzling steaks, we do have wood-fired oysters and scallops, beautiful sea bass, fresh Gulf fish and shrimp, and rich Ora King salmon. So yeah, Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Jefferson Highway across from Palermo Ristorante. Tell Leo that Kevin sent you. And don't forget, there ain't no cake in that crab cake. Come and see us.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Buying or selling a home in Baton Rouge, Mid-City Title makes closing easy. Mobile closings, expert services, midcitytitle.com.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
All right, Wes Reynolds joins us right now. Wes, got to start off with on a bad note. Man, Indiana was a tough beat last night. Had plus 6.5, plus 7, 2 different times, and also had a money line parlay closing out with Oregon. So I thought that thing was going to fall over them. Man, what happened, man? Down the stretch, they've been playing so much better. Even in the losses, Wes, since the Woodson, they announced he was going to be moving on or he's released, whatever you want to say. But even the losses have been competitive, man. You know, that Friday night game at West Lafayette was a really well-played game by Indiana. This close, and it was fine. They were fine till the last minute of the game when they got outscored 10-0 to end the game.
Yeah, I was watching the end of it actually on my phone because I was at the Thomas and Mack last night for San Diego State and UNLV, where the Rebels got the upset of the Aztecs on senior night. But I was watching the end of it, and it's been that story all year for Indiana. They get to the final couple minutes and they can't finish. Couldn't finish against Oregon. Couldn't finish at home against Michigan, where they came back and tied the game. Couldn't get over the hump at the end. Couldn't do it against Maryland. So this should be, Indiana should be safely in the NCAA tournament if they could just finish a couple games. And now, they're a bubble team. They're one of the last four buys or last four in. Don't want to become first four out. Got to beat the Buckeyes over the weekend. And I think that they're probably going to be relatively safe because some of these teams are going to play their way into the tournament, guys, and some of these teams are going to play their way out. Maybe you got like the Wake Forest of the world playing their way out. Texas kind of hanging on. They had to have a big win after a terrible loss on Saturday at home. So that's been the story for Indiana all year. I think the effort is there, and I think they've made good tactical moves, maybe playing a little bit more zone, not playing two big guys together all the time. And it's like it took Mike Woodson to kind of get half fired or pretty much all the way fired for him to finally realize that. But Indiana has played better basketball down the stretch.
One thing is clear, that Woodson is just coaching now, and he doesn't have to massage these guys' egos. Doesn't have to worry about if they're transferring out. That clarity, this is a different team since that announcement. That could have given him a little cushion getting in a win at Oregon. With all the good wins that Oregon has this year.
Yes.
Yeah, that given him a little bit cushion. All right, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Scotty Scheffler is back in his elevated event. He's 3-1 at DraftKings. Rory McIlroy second choice plus 750. And after his breakthrough at Torrey Pines, Oberg is fourth at 16-1, along with X-Man. He's back. Schauffele, great feel at the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Yeah, it is, and hopefully the course plays harder. I think that it will, even though you're getting some rain, so you might get some soft conditions. But I thought last week was ridiculous. I missed the old PGA National where you got guys shooting 59 on day one, and the course record was 64. But I think this is going to be a much tougher test. And yeah, you laid out the top of the board, Jimmy, with Scotty being the rightful favorite, but I don't think that he should be double the price of or Rory McIlroy rather should be double the price. And I did, and I usually don't, but I took a little plus 850 with Rory on Monday. It's now down to about 15-2, but was the winner here in 2018, runner up here 2 years ago, 8 finishes at 13th or better in 10 first starts at Bay Hill. And the one thing that he does that you got to do at Bay Hill is you got to be a good driver of the golf ball. And Rory, I think, is still the best in the world when you combine the distance and the accuracy. He's number one in stroke gain off the tee, second for driving distance. He's now back on the Bermuda, which he prefers to the POA that he won on at Pebble Beach earlier this year. No worse than fourth and sixth of his last 8 starts worldwide. So I think he's in a little bit better form than Scotty. And so I did take a little Rory at plus 850. And then to continue the European theme, I took our guy Tommy Fleetwood at 30-1. Still looking for that first PGA Tour win, but 4 top 6s in his last 7 worldwide starts. The leader on the PGA Tour for strokes gained approach. So his iron play has been the best of anybody on the PGA Tour here through the first 2 months. So Tommy Fleetwood at 30-1, and then I got him at 50. It's probably in the 40s now, but I went with the guy that beat him, actually, at the Open at Royal Report Rush a few years ago, where they went 1-2, Shane Lowry, who was widely back last week, of course, at the Cognizant Classic, where he finished 4th, 2nd, 5th. Over the last 3 years, had to rally to finish 11th this weekend, but got off to a bad start. Really good on approach, especially in Saturday's 3rd round where he led the field. He was 3rd here last year, much tougher test. And that's the one where I think Shane Lowry wins. Shane Lowry doesn't win when you got to shoot 20 plus under par to win. He's not going to win like 30 sets, but he wins grinders on really tough, classical, difficult courses. And this is certainly that at Bay Hill and Arnold Palmer's tournament. Victor Hovland, 60-1, has had his struggles to start the year. He's missed 2 or 4 cuts, but was runner-up here in 2022, was 10th here in 2023. By the way, last year, if you looked at the odds for this 2024 Arnold Palmer Invitational, he was 3rd shortest price on the board. Now he's 60-1. So I think, he's going to find it this week. I'm going mainly with my gut. I don't have a lot of statistical backup or evidence for this, but around the green, they put that thicker grass around the green a couple years ago instead of the short grass, where he has real trouble tipping the ball, and he could tip the ball a little bit better if he misses these greens. And you're going to miss these greens, even though they're kind of big. It's just a difficult course. And then I did have to, I think, play Daniel Berger once again. Everybody in the world, including me, played him last weekend, and he let us down, just stalled over the weekend, was in the mix, was absolutely in the hunt, and even going into early Sunday, but then stalled, made a couple mistakes trying to catch the leaders, and ended up 25th. But with fourth and scrambling, I said I was going to bet Daniel Berger in every Florida event, so we're 1 for 1. We bet him at the Cognizant. I'm going to use him here this week when everybody's kind of skirting away from him against an elite field. And I'll probably have him on the Players card next week and then the Valspar the week after that.
Max, a couple that you agree with on Wes Fleetwood. Briefly, what you seeing there?
Serial loser. I'm not exactly excited to be playing him, but he has never won on the U.S. Tour. But what I do give him credit for, and maybe Wes, you can attest to this, but it looks like the forecast, especially on Thursday and Sunday, showing a lot of wind, and Fleetwood's a very good wind player. Also, when the scoring is a little bit closer to par, when that the birdies are harder to come by, I tend to like him in more of a U.S. Open type of style where he's trying to avoid bogeys. He's typically pretty good at that. Wes, are you seeing does the forecast affect your plays this week? Because it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a wind factor in some of the tournament this week.
Yeah, a little bit, Max. I think that's a good observation where I think the winning score, and keep in mind I'm usually horrible at predicting winning scores, but if we're in the 8 to 12 under range, I think you're right. Tommy Fleetwood's also not a guy that wins when you got to be 20 plus, 25 under par to win the thing, but he's very good when you got to grind out pars and just avoid those bogeys. In terms of the weather, we're aiming today, so it might be a little bit soft early on Thursday. But then I think it's gonna firm up and dry out a little bit before we get rain on Sunday. Now we could possibly get a Monday finish, by the way, for this thing because you are supposed to get rain in the forecast. But the wind, Tommy Fleetwood, very good wind. Shane Lowry, another player that's very good in the wind. So yeah, I think you have to keep in mind the weather certainly this week in Orlando.
Max, another one that you guys are on the same page. Victor Hovland.
Yeah, Hovland. I kind of like what Wes said. I'm just going to echo what he said. Just you're playing the pedigree. You're playing a guy who you just think shouldn't be at this high of odds. And also the thick rough, like you mentioned, around the greens helps him out a lot. When it's tight, fairway cut grass around the greens, he kind of gets exposed. His short game, it's a little bit less exposed. It levels the playing field on the short game when you just have thick rough that you got to chop it out, just get it on the green and get it rolling. So I like Hovland this week as well. Just 60 to 1, makes 55 to 1 wherever he is now. Makes a lot of sense.
Wes, what did you think of his performance at Torrey Pines earlier?
Yeah, I mean, he showed some flashes, but then he just couldn't keep it. It was the same thing at Pebble Beach. Got off to a good start and then just couldn't keep it rolling. And, my concern, and I could sense it in Max's voice is there too, is that, he keeps switching swing coaches and he keeps tinkering and screwing around with the swing. And I think he's getting inside his own head. And that's kind of who he is. He's very process-oriented. He's always wanting to change things. And it's like, sometimes you just got to go with what you got because what you got is good enough. What you got is good enough to be a top 10 player in the world. And, to just quit messing around and quit overthinking things. And, that could derail a career. I hope it doesn't for this guy.
The last pretty good, solid card for college basketball midweek before we get to championship week next week. But Wes, have you looked at the card? Anything you're on or you're eyeing down for tonight's card?
Yeah, a couple that I played last night, even though it was a losing night for me in full disclosure. I did have Texas A&M last night against Auburn, and they went out right. And they had lost 4 in a row. It was a good buy low spot. 8 seniors for the Aggies down there in College Station. So they were going to be motivated. And then plus you're playing number one essentially in the country. I played another SEC home dog tonight. I played Ole Miss at 3.5. I think there might still be some 3 out there, but this is buying a little bit low. They had to survive against Oklahoma on Saturday, but there's no shame in that. Oklahoma's fighting for their life to get in the NCAA tournament. They're one of those bubble teams. And now you get Tennessee off that big win, Meshack with the buzzer beater, to knock off Alabama on Saturday, where they looked like they were kind of, swimming upstream for most of that game. So I'm going to go with Chris Beard as the home dog here against Tennessee. I know Tennessee's so good defensively, best in the country, that they're hard to go against. But I'm going to go ahead and do that tonight. And then I'm going to play, I think, a little bit of Cal at 14.5 against Louisville. That's just on the price. Louisville hasn't really been getting away from a lot of these teams. Close shave on the cover against Pittsburgh on Saturday. Florida State covered against them at home. So Louisville, credit to Pat Kelsey, what a job he's done, because this team's 23-6, and I think they've overachieved. They're not a bad team, but I think that they've absolutely overachieved. So thought that number looked a little bit high.
I'm on the other side of a little bit of a fade against which you're thinking that the Louisville Pitt game was so bizarre on Saturday. I thought Pitt, who's kind of going through a little funk and probably played themselves out of the tournament right now, they're still within range, but they have some work to do and had a shot. They brought their A game to the Yum Center at Louisville on Saturday, and in a 5-minute stretch from like 6.5 minutes to 1.5 minutes to go in the first half, Chucky Hepburn on 6 straight possessions took Louisville's shot. He took all threes. He hit all 6. He never attempted a 3 until that point. He never attempted another 3 after. He finished 6 for 6 for 3 in a 5-minute span for 18 points. And Pitt loses by 11. The hook. I'm on Pitt tonight to go against NC State. It's a non-traditional power in NC State as well. The crowd's not going to be super into it. And Pitt, they should have had a better result on Saturday. That's what I'm trying to say. But Wes, you ever see that? Huh? You know who Chucky Hepburn is. I know. Where'd he come from?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He can be a big shot maker, even though, you look at the Wisconsin Badgers this year, save for the Michigan State game on Sunday, and Michigan State plays really good defense. I want to credit them and not discredit Wisconsin. But Wisconsin this year, their offense has been so much better and so much more efficient this year. Laying 7, kind of a tricky spot at Minnesota, though, but I think probably the right number there. But Wisconsin is one of those teams that, people are going to look to Auburn and Duke and Alabama and the real top teams there. But Wisconsin's a sneaky team that qualifies in that top 25 10-palm offense. Combine that offense with the defense, and it's less than 50. Wisconsin's absolutely a team, in my opinion, that can get to a Final Four.
Rick Pitino's, if he was the athletic director, you guys would be hiring Chris Beard. Would you be happy with that?
I would be, but I don't know if the administration would be, because some of my sources tell me, quote unquote, steep hill to climb for Chris Beard based on, what obviously happened at Texas. And, even though he was exonerated, and then worried that there may be something else. I don't think directly pertaining to that, but I would absolutely be happy with Chris Beard, but I don't think Indiana is going to go that way. And it was curious that Pitino did recommend Beard and not his buddy Mick Cronin, who's also rumored to be a candidate for the IU job. Maybe that's saying that buyout's going to be too big to pay for Indiana or whatnot, because I think Mick Cronin would be willing to leave UCLA. He gets very little NIL support out there in Westwood.
They are the cheapest athletic department of a Power 4 athletic program, no doubt about that. And he's ornery. He's not happy, with the whole new Big Ten alignment and things like that. And listen, Wes, if Indiana passes on Beard and goes the morality route, okay, look, we can play a best-of-7 morality series between LSU and Indiana. Okay, because we're number one, and we're up there and there.
Can I say I'm not really excited about the idea of Chris Beard getting another job, because then Will Wade gets the Ole Miss job, then that's just going to aggravate me.
Well, get ready.
I'm just saying.
Get ready.
Will Wade has been mentioned a little bit for Indiana too, and I top tier, but Will certainly is a good coach. That's not in question, but yeah, he's been mentioned, but they're afraid of you weren't exactly truthful with the NCAA, and we've already had somebody that did that, even though he's doing very well at his job.
Yes. Thank you, Wes. Back on Twitter, back on X, at Wes Reynolds 1. Thank you, Wes. Good luck to you this weekend.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
All right. Don't forget our friends over at Workbox. Workbox Services can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential, shipping containers in all various sizes. With can customize for any type of use, dual purpose, part office, part storage. You can do lunchrooms, offices, hunting blinds, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you want, whatever you desire. Give my buddy Martin Padilla and Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Thibodaux store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. Those spring projects are getting ready to launch into full swing. Let the experts there help you out on some of these projects so you don't have to hire a contract. You can save some money. Listen, if you're not exactly sure how to proceed, let the experts there walk you through step by step. You can ask questions. It's not like a YouTube video. And, of course, power tools, hand tools, plumbing and electrical supplies, lumber delivered out of their sister property at the Pierre Parts store. There are tons of options when you go to the Thibodaux store. And ThibodauxStore.com's got great specials right now on pressure washers. Some of these items off of the website are available for free delivery. So check them out at ThibodauxStore.com. Or if you're going to the store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, Thibodaux store.
Hey guys, this is Kellen Martin with First South Farm Credit in Zachary. When you're in the market for land, you want a lender who can give you the most options. At First South, we understand what it means to own your own piece of land. Maybe you're ready to get out of that deer lease and get your own property. Or maybe you just want 10 acres to build a home on outside of the city. Whatever it is, call me, Kellen Martin, at First South Farm Credit in Zachary. Or find us online at firstsouthland.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Are you looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun and make great money? Twin Peaks is the team for you. We're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text WORK, the number 4 TP, that's WORK, the number 4 TP to 85000 to apply.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street and now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Ochsner Orthopedics Walk-In Clinic offers more than just treatment for sports injuries. With comprehensive orthopedic care in their lineup, patients can get x-rays and treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures, all without the ER wait. Whether it's a weekend warrior mishap or a weekday workout injury, Ochsner Orthopedics Walk-In Clinic is there to help you stay active and strong. For injuries big or small, they have patients covered. Now open late and on weekends inside the Elite Training Complex Burbank, 5444 Burbank Drive.
Baton Rouge, our home is where our heart is. And at Mid-City Title, we're proud to be your local title company, serving Baton Rouge and beyond with mobile services straight to you. With interest rates dropping, many of our neighbors are making their dream of home ownership a reality. At Mid-City Title, we are here to guide you through every step of the closing process, making it smooth and stress-free. Visit us at midcitytitle.com or stop by our office on Government Street. Midcitytitle.com. Welcome to the neighborhood. Need a lift in the bedroom? It's more common than you think. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness is here to help you rise again. With our expert care, you can regain your peak performance. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Our Wednesday consensus golf picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
All right, here are the consensus picks, and then we'll get you your explanations in just a second. Again, brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. We have 3 common picks this week, 3 in our consensus. We start with Tommy Fleetwood, the serial loser. Max calls him. The best available is at 33-1. It's available at FanDuel. Shane Lowry, so the conditions always visualize him at a British Open. You know, of course, the Irish, him and Rory coming back to defend, huh? Down Zurich.
Yeah, they committed.
Sing a little journey at the tent post for a tournament. 50-1 is available on Shane Lowry at that's best prices at FanDuel as well. And then Victor Hovland, who I was not as impressed as you were, Max, in that Torrey Pines showing. At our friends at the Beau Rivage, his MGM is 55-1. So those are your best numbers available on Tommy Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, and Victor Hovland. Max, you start off with JT, though, as well.
Yeah, I'm not really excited about this either. He hasn't won in a while, but I'm just going to go off of form right now. He's got 5 of the last 7 of his finishes were inside the top 10. He is a good ball striker. That is what he's known for. He's a great wind player as well. That's one of the things that we mentioned earlier with the wind kicking up. He is good at flighting the ball underneath the wind at times. Also good in bogey avoidance, 4th in the field in avoiding bogeys. And that's going to be important with how difficult the golf course is. You got to kind of make your money, make your hay on the par 5s or a couple par 5s that are reachable in 2. So that's where the birdies will come. But you're really just trying to salvage some pars on some tough holes, especially on those windy condition days. So I started off with JT at 25. We mentioned Tommy Fleetwood, 33, another guy, great wind player, great at avoiding bogeys. When the scoring is tough, he excels, even though he has yet to win on the PGA Tour. Victor Hovland, one of my other players, 55-1. Yeah, maybe he didn't play great at Torrey Pines, but he has finished runner-up here in the past. In 2022, he finished 1 off the lead of Scotty Scheffler. So just going to trust him as well with those with the rough around the greens. And then, another guy who's also good when the conditions are tough. Always think of him at majors, not necessarily at Birdie Fest. Will Zalatoris, 65-1. Hasn't played great, but we're starting to see his driver round into form a little bit. He's hitting the ball a little further, a little bit straighter than when he first came back. Last year was a bit of a mess for him, but he's playing a little bit better, and he always gives himself looks with his irons, so that's a part of it. And he also has a lower ball flight, which helps in the win. Michael Kim right now, 85-1. Didn't think I'd be playing him. This is typically an event with great winners, and so Michael Kim would be a bit of an outlier in that stretch, but top 15 finishes in his last 4 starts, hitting the ball really well. So just going to play form with Michael Kim. Has played well here in the past. He's only got 2 appearances at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, but finished tied for 17th back in 2017. And then a couple of bombs. Max Grazerman, who is a really good Bermuda putter. He's back on a surface that's very homey for him. Also good on par 5 scoring, which you're going to have to make your hay on the par 5s, but 5th in the field in Bermuda putting. And like I said, he's been playing on the West Coast where the Bermuda has been not available. It's been Poa annua and other grass surfaces. And then Harris English, 171, who won very recently. I mean, he won at Torrey Pines, the first event at Torrey Pines, and all of a sudden we're getting him at 171. It seems a little egregious here for a guy who's also finished runner-up here in the past. 2023, just 2 years ago, finished 1 off the lead of Kurt Kitayama. So Harris English at 171, Max Grazerman 110-1, a couple of bombs to throw in as well.
All right, other picks that you mentioned again, Fleetwood, Lowry, and Hovland. Fleetwood, Lowry, and Hovland consensus picks this week brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown. Ludwig Aberg is a popular pick. You can get him at 16-1 down the street at the Queen. DraftKings, that's the best available to him. Patrick Cantlay was another one that was mentioned. Russell Henley, who just gave it a run this past week down in Florida. And then a little bit of ladder, top 20, 10, 5, outright, is Thigala. Thigala is at like 81. Thigala, 80-1 down the street at the Queen. So it's got to be Berger. Did you see, Max, the end game last week? They were giving Berger a lot. Was he just that popular of a pick?
Yes.
They were giving him a lot of respect, man. I mean, I'm like, well, he should be like he should be like third or fourth choice right here or something. No, he's like co-favorite. I mean, he was that popular.
There was some real liability on him. I could tell you there's a Twitter account that follows a lot of the golf handicappers and sort of says who are the popular guys. There were 40 contributors that he had looked at this golf tips checker that had Daniel Berger, which he said was like the most he'd ever seen in a tournament. So, yes, Daniel Berger was very touted. I think that's why you saw that in the number.
Speaking of the Queen, I was there last night watching a great card for college basketball yesterday. They started early at 5 o'clock. But, we were talking about the two-headed race, the two-player race between, Cooper Flagg and Janai Broome for Player of the Year. And Broome had passed him up. But after the last two nights' results, with Flagg and senior night or whatever, his last game at Cameron, he had a very good game. Broome got hurt early. They didn't show up last night, the whole bit. Flagg, instead of like basically even money, Flagg is now minus 525 at the DraftKings outlets, and Broome is plus 350. I'd be willing to take a little bit of a swipe at that. Yes. Now, the Auburn's quad one record goes from 16-2 to 16-3. Duke's 6-3.
When's the last time Duke beat somebody by less than 30? Been about 3 weeks.
They've
been routing.
That's the last 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5.
Yeah.
That they've won.
League's not very good, I understand, but they're just destroying everybody right now.
No, they are. They are. No, we had I'll bring you in on the conversation. Who would you take?
Duke or Auburn? I would probably take Auburn. I think they're a little bit deeper, but it's close. I mean, those two teams played back. I know it's been since back in December. That game was what, and Auburn was coming off of the
they had the Maui flu. Yeah,
and that game was what, and it was at Cameron. Auburn, but just not by a huge amount.
I like Auburn. Max likes Duke. That has not changed very little. Duke is plus 350, Auburn plus 370. So co-favorites there. I mean, to see, I mean, they can't do it, but what Auburn has done to be outright champion with a week to go
in this league,
this year
ever.
I mean, not one thing changes my opinion about what happened last night in College Station. Not one. Yeah. I mean, if you name me one coach that'll ever tell you, one player, can you have your A+ intensity every game? No. And this was their spot with Alabama coming up this week, for their last home game. What, Max?
Jimmy, just mentioning Michigan State, somebody who we heard from Randy McKay, maybe playing him in a future odds. Right now, the best price is at DraftKings, 28-1.
Yeah. If I had to vote, I'd vote for Auburn to win it over Duke, but I would vote for Flagg over Broome for Player of the Year, just by a little bit. He has been their best player overall. He hasn't missed any games. Broome only missed 2. It felt like he missed more than that. There have been times when Auburn has been able to get away without Broome being the best player on the floor, and they've won anyway. I don't know that Duke can do that. If Flagg,
but in that league, they can.
Yeah, right. I'm in the tournament. So if I had to vote, you say, who would you vote for to win the tournament? I'd vote for Auburn. Who would I vote for?
Here's where you have to handicap the voters. Okay, you have to handicap the voters. No, is Flagg a better player? Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay, he's a better player. But when you accomplish this level of stuff what Auburn has done this year, don't you kind of get the individual? Who's going to win Coach of the Year?
Bruce Pearl.
He should.
Yeah.
He should. Okay. But is that the best coaching job in the country? I don't know. We can look at other jobs.
I go to Missouri.
You go to Missouri. You go to Louisville.
Yeah.
You go to
and I'm not
Vanderbilt.
I wasn't handicapping the thing right now. Who would I vote for? I would vote for.
No. But that's not what we're betting on.
Right.
That's a totally different. That's what I was telling you. I mean, Joker's having a better season he had in the MVP. He's not winning it this year. Lamar Jackson had a better year than his previous MVPs. He didn't win it. And so I think that they're going to give the senior the more team accomplishment, and no doubt the tougher. I think there's some real value. I still think it's a flip of the coin. I think Flagg is better. He's a better player. And to your point, absolutely. Duke needs flag more than Auburn needs broom.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
We're brought to you by Total Maintenance, AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for all of these things. South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating company since 1980. Their slogan's been service today, every day, so nobody goes to sleep uncomfortable. Both in Baton Rouge and New Orleans, full staff, authorized dealers for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, Generac, and Cummings generators, and now all of your electrical and plumbing needs as well. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Live in Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Hey, do you love beef? I mean premium Angus beef. Sagrera Farm sells the whole sides and quarters.
Hold one sec, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you was ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Okay. It's rolling.
This is Charles Hangrove. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Los Reyes Mexican Grill, corner of Wesley and Nicholson. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas along with Matt Humans. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Thursday from Los Reyes on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
225-719-1723. Sagrera Farms.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done. Corrects done. Personal injury done. Workers' comp done. Truck wrecks done. Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done.
Attorney Gordon McKerney, Baton Rouge, LA 22-13634.
Get Gordon.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. 149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Go local and go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. No monthly maintenance fees, no balance requirements, and no strings attached. Just the safety and security that comes with Baton Rouge's largest credit union. And with direct deposit set up through NFCU's Early Payday Program, you can get access to your funds up to 3 days early. Come by one of our 11 area branches or apply online at neighborsfcu.org. Go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. Insured by NCUA.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Need a lift in a bedroom? It's more common than you think. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness is here to help you rise again. With our expert care, you can regain your peak performance. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickup sound to you? Go to trashrangers.com for all the info and make the switch. Today, that's trashrangers.com.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
121-12674. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners when it comes to retirement. No two situations are alike, so let Coastal Capital Advisors work out a lifetime plan for you, no matter what your age or your financial situation. They'll work with your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure all your goals are achieved. Let Coastal Capital Advisors work for you the way they work for me. Call Phil Fontenot or his staff at 337-981-1376 or online coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors. Securities offered through New Age Securities, member FINRA SIPC. Seahawks have released Tyler Lockett. The Jacksonville Jaguars have released Christian Kirk. DK Metcalf up at Seattle is requesting a trade. You want a veteran wide receiver? You got your pick in the NFL as we inch towards a new league year, which starts next week. Lots of choices there. Yesterday, we saw the Jets. The Jets make them. You trade a third-round pick for a receiver, and Devontae Adams.
Charlie, what did you think about since we left the two ex quarterbacks, with T. Higgins, the franchise tag, and also Jaden Daniels getting a piece, a fifth-round pick, salary cap hit, but they have salary cap situation for Deebo Samuel.
I love the move for Washington. I think if Deebo Samuel gets healthy again, he's a big, big piece. In Cincinnati, Joe has spoken. I want T. Higgins. Go get him.
Sam
I don't
Hubbard
know what
retired.
Sam Hubbard, the defensive end retired. But yeah, Joe, he's been doing it since November. He wants Hendrickson on the team. He wants Chase on the team. He wants Higgins on the team. Figure it out salary cap wise. Thanks to the folks here at Modesto. Tomorrow we are at Los Reyes for Max and Jimmy. Joined back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you. Good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
With all of the fine.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too, Jordan. Thank you.
It's ups and downs.